Hello YouTube, we're back with another video and today we're going to be talking about shield pressure. Let's get right into it. If you like what you see, I would appreciate a like and a subscription. But yeah, so a shield grab is actually 10 frames, but because your spot dodge takes 3 frames to be active, unless you have like a frame 1 or 2 jab, you actually need to be -7 on shield to avoid a grab with a spot dodge, right? So we're going to use grab as our basis of building shield pressure because it's a universal option. People will try to shield grab you, right? We'll talk about other options, faster options in the game as well. We'll start with grab. So just as an example, Cloud's fair, as you see, -12, right? That'll get shield grabbed 100% of the time. That one's -6, so I can avoid it. So the first step of applying good shield pressure is one, either learn to space your aerials well. Right, that's just out of shield grab range, or learn to make something less than -7 on block. So step 1, if you want to avoid shield grabs. As we see here, we're going to make Mythra grab us. And we're going to try to avoid her grab with the spot dodge. We're going to mess up on purpose, just to show the example. If I get my... Whoops, that was just too well spaced, I guess. But if I hit my fair too high, I can't spot dodge. I'm mashing spot dodge on my way down. That one is good. So step 1, hit your aerials low or space them. Avoid shield grabs. Now, if we know they're gonna grab and we do spot dodge, what can we do? We can get an up smash, right? Let's say she was a higher percent. If we can bait this, she dies here. What else can we do? Well, if our aerial is spaced enough, and this depends on your character as well, but because Cloud's initial dash, she kind of crouches, you can just get out of the way, right? This is something you'll see a lot of good players do as well. Get out of the way and punish. So we're mixing up how we deal with the grab if we know it's coming. Easy, right? So we can spot dodge if we know a grab's coming. We can dash out of the way if we know a grab's coming. Or we can just bait it by spacing, right? This doesn't reach, punish. So if we know that Mythra wants to grab us, there's so many options. We can cross her up. So step 1 of building your repertoire of shield pressure is to have different options that are not punishable by grab or their fastest option as shield, which we'll talk about in a second. But what if you're Mythra on this situation? What do you do? Well, what if we just make her delay? What if she knows we're going to spot dodge, or she knows we're going to spot dodge or dash out of the way? A good option for her would be to probably just hold shield a bit longer. She's going to hold shield for 19 frames longer. She's not going to grab right away. See that? So we spot dodge. I don't know why she did it instantly that time. And she grabs her spot dodge. She waited. So if we were Mythra in this situation and we know Cloud's going to spot dodge or dash, we should just hold our shield longer, right? In the case where he dashes away, you wouldn't grab because you notice he dashed. So you just hold your shield and then you get out. So you're out of the situation fine as Mythra. So now as Cloud, what do? Well, you know, she's gonna hold her shield longer. For some reason, she's not every single time. You just grab her. So do you get where I'm going with this? That it becomes a rock, paper, scissors. Now, what if Cloud tries to grab Mythra? Well, if Mythra grabs her faster, right? You know what I mean? It becomes a rock, paper, scissors. But the idea I want to stress in this video is that if you don't know the rock, paper, scissors, you don't know which option beats what, you'll never play it. You're just gonna shield grab every time and you're gonna get punished. Or you're gonna try to avoid the shield grab every time and you're gonna get nothing because they're going to stop shield grabbing. You have to know the rock, paper, scissors to even begin playing the game, pretty much. This is when the game gets interesting, when both players know the options and it becomes a kind of mind game of what will you know that I know that you know kind of thing. And see, now I want to grab her because I think she's going to hold shield longer. She grabs me first. So now I know she's grabbing me first. What do? I mess up my fairs and I spot dodge. So it's about the rock, paper, scissors. The kind of point I want to get across in this video is that there is no black and white, do this, don't do this, do this, don't do this, when it comes to pressure, when it comes to mind games, when it comes to mix-ups. Because assuming both players know, it now becomes a rock, paper, scissors, like I said. But the main important thing is that you need to know first. If you don't know the option, you'll just get kind of torn apart by a player who knows that you can't deal with whatever they're doing. So let's talk about cross-ups. Why are cross-ups so good? Well, as you can tell, Mythra can't grab them, right? But one thing I wanted to I'm going to stress this quickly, we're not going to go too into it, is that make your cross-ups hard to react to, right? This, like, no one shield grabs that. If they do, you're round 1 pools. right? No one shield grabs this because it's just obviously not going to cross up. So, will someone shield grab this? Maybe, right? It's kind of harder to tell if I'm going to cross this up or not. So practice doing your cross ups in a way where they're not easy to tell. See that one, if I drifted a little bit forward, it would be harder to tell. Like that, right? Some people will shield grab that, and then what do? You punish them after. Same with Cloud's down air. You can land right in front of them. You can land right behind them. So don't do your cross ups like this. I didn't even hit her shield, but like if no one's gonna shield grab, they're gonna back air you, or they're just gonna drop their shield. So quick tip about cross ups is make sure it's hard to react to. Right. All right, so what if they begin? This is something you'll see Leo do a lot. He'll just jump Nair at a shield with Byleth, right? Even though the Nair itself doesn't punish you, it's hard to deal with. So let's make Mithra do that. Okay, so now we're gonna make Mithra Nair at a shield. This is something you'll see Leo do a lot with Byleth. Even though the Nair itself doesn't punish what you're doing, it's like this meaty hitbox that he can kind of start his own pressure now, especially with things that have landing hitboxes. It's hard to tell. Right, there's a landing hitbox there. If I try to spot dodge, I'll get clipped by the landing hitbox. If I try to shield it, I have to guess, is she gonna fast fall before the landing hitbox or not? Something people do. So when you know people will do that, what's your option? Well, in this case, you can up smash it, but they have options too, right? They can, like, let's say Mithra did it behind me. Maybe I can't back air her. So this is one of the safest options when it comes to defending shield pressure, is you nair out if you have a good nair like Byleth, Mithra, Wolf, because a lot of the options here as the attacker, as Cloud, I don't have a definitive option except up smash, but I know how she's gonna nair. She could nair back, or she could nair cross at me. I mean, I could up smash, up B. See right there, I tried to up B, but I did it too quick because there was a landing hitbox. I would have to wait for the landing hitbox, which isn't reliable. So when it comes to moves like Mithra and Mithra's nair, Byleth nair, those are good as a defender. And if you're on the offense, it's kind of hard to deal with them. You have to guess to deal with it. Okay, so let's talk about corner pressure. We have Mithra still nairing, as we can see from the last example. So in this case, it's all about spacing. If I jump into Mithra, even if I can't punish that nair, she could probably jump over me. She could roll it to, it's very hard for me to deal with her. So you never want to jump into someone when you've got them cornered and shielding. If you do pressure the shield, you want to, space it like this. That nair won't hit me. If she jumps, I can kill her, right? This doesn't kill because the percent's not high enough, but you get the point. So what do you do as a defender if you're Mithra in this situation? Well, you mix it up. Again, we're playing rock, paper, scissors. If Cloud knows I'm gonna jump, there's no reason for him not to go for this. But if I know Cloud's going for this, so what am I doing as Cloud here? I'm doing falling back air to rising back air, right? That's not, there's no true pressure there. It's simply calling out, the falling back air is making me scared, and the rising back air is calling out my jump. So how do you beat that? You don't jump, right? So let's have Mithra roll. If I still think she's gonna jump out of shield or nair, she just got stage control for free, right? She would have just ran past me. Again, I don't want to say this a million times, but it's the rock, paper, scissors. If you want to be good at defense in this game, I don't mean defense by running away, but defense as in getting out of your shield, getting out of disadvantage, you have to mix up your options, how you're getting out. If you nair every time here, or you jump every time here, you're gonna just get back aired, and you're gonna die. So Mithra starts rolling. So what does Cloud do if Mithra starts rolling? Why did I turn around? Great question. I'm using a pro controller. That's my excuse. Wait, what's going on here? You get up smashed, right? That's because Cloud knows you're gonna roll. So what do you do now? You stop rolling. You jump over him to get stage control. You hold shield a bit longer. You notice he's doing nothing. You grab him. Do you get what I'm saying? You need to mix up your options as a defender, and especially if you're Cloud. A lot of what I'm talking about is getting out of this pressure, but if you're Cloud and you want to be better at these kinds of situations, you have to be able to pick out what your opponent likes to do, as well as just pick the best, highest reward, least risk options. So if I was Cloud in the situation, I would almost never go for this back air, the second one, unless I absolutely knew that my opponent loves jumping out of their shield. Because if they do jump, I could have react to it here and then try to catch their landing, right? Whereas if they roll and I committed, I just lost stage control. I lost all my momentum. Whereas if I just waited here and did nothing, I can react to the roll. And if they jumped, sure, I wouldn't have got anything, but I could have like chased them, you know what I mean? You have options that beat everything. There's no perfect shield pressure in this game. Everything has an option to beat it. So it's up to you to learn the options and to mix them up, right? The starter kit is jump out of shield, nair out of shield, roll out of shield, shield grab if it was very bad. Shield grab should never be your go-to. It is for a lot of low-level players on defense, is to shield grab everything that hits your shield. But it's not a great option. Let's talk about moves that are a bit faster that you can't play this game with. We're gonna use Big Game & Watch as an example. If you do not have a spaced aerial that goes around Game & Watch's up B, you're kind of doomed in this situation, but we'll talk about it quickly. Okay, let's make Game & Watch up B out of shield. You've all seen this. If I try to do absolutely any mix-up ever, I try to spot dodge, I get hit. I try to dash out, I get hit. Try to grab him, I get hit. I'm just gonna try to shield, I get hit. It's too quick, it's frame 3. But yeah, so what's your answer here? Well, you simply need to do one of two things. You need to outspace it, which a lot of characters can't. You need to tomahawk it, which you have to be quick with this, right? Because a lot of game watches, they're just gonna press up B, right? Whether I do this or this, the up B is coming out. Don't mess around with that tomahawk. If you're a little bit too slow, he's gonna boom hit you as your grab is starting up. So you can't play this kind of game with characters like Game & Watch. Other characters have very good moves out of shield. Sheik's Fair is pretty good. A lot of Nairs are good. So it's a matchup dependent thing, and you're gonna have to mix it up. But that doesn't mean you'll never have options, right? I'll switch to Sheik really quick to show the last example. Okay, so we're switching to Sheik. Let's make her Fair out of shield, which is a pretty fast option for her. I can shield it, but I don't think I'll be able to spot dodge. I think her Fair is frame 6. Right, see, I try to spot dodge, I get hit. It's a 3 frame plus the 3 frames of jumping is, I think, I could be wrong. When it comes to moves like this, what I would do, if I have a good enough fast out of shield option, I would just shield it. Even if she crosses you up, you would have to just reverse her up B, right? I would cross her up, again, try to make it not obvious that you're crossing them up, and then you can back air or something. Or again, tomahawk, right? So my point here, again, I'm not going to go into every situation ever, is that you have to know what your character that you're fighting can do out of shield, and you have to have options that beat it. Everything in the game can be beat. That's not that safe. It looks pretty safe when you're fighting it, but because it's a rising aerial, it's super minus, right? Even if I'm behind her, I think I can punish that, right? Right? So even if she was to cross me up, I could backer her. So the key to shield pressure, know your character's option, know your opponent's options, and find out what beats what. Until you learn which option beats which option, you're not playing the same game as a player that does. Because you're not playing rock, paper, scissors, you're playing I do the same option every time, and I hope you can punish it, which is not as interesting to me. If you want to play the game at the highest level, knowing the options is the big the kind of the separator. Until you actually get to play that RPS with someone, you're just a step behind. So yeah, I hope you learned something about it. I encourage you to lab what your character has to beat things like Sheik's Fair, right? Not every character has a cloud up B out of shield, but maybe you have an up smash. Maybe you just have to parry it. I don't know. Maybe you just have to tomahawk. Your only option is to tomahawk, or your only option is to cross up. But you have to know these options and you have to grind them. I'm not going to keep saying the same thing over and over. I hope you learned something. Subscribe if you liked it. Let me know what else you guys want to learn about in the comments, and I'll try to make some more vids soon. Have a great day, everyone. Stay beautiful, my friends.